Okay, we're gonna have to move this, it looks like. And hopefully not get paint on me so you can see what I'm doing. Why is that so far away? Okay, hello, happy Thursday. If you're watching this on replay, hello. If you don't see the little live button up on the top corner, you're watching it on replay. So hello, hello. Today I got my fall stuff out. So I'm just trying to change up. These are some thrift store pumpkins. Actually, this is what it looks like. I got these a couple years ago. Green is my favorite color, but this is not the right green. I don't love this green, and I want to make them look more like clay, like kind of just with a ton of texture. So this is what they will look like here in the end. So I'm just going to show you how you do this. This one's still kind of drying. Super simple project. You can do this on so much. I have black paint all over my hands too. I also found a terracotta pumpkin at a thrift store, and there was some glue and stuff up here on top. You can see I've been trying to get that off. I really wanted to just use some white wax on this. If you look on potterybarn.com, look at their terracotta pumpkins. It's that and just like some white wax or some white paint on it. And I think they're $35 or something crazy. So I wanted to do that with that, but that glue, I don't know. We'll see how that one turns out. But this one is, I'm gonna move this over. I may paint this a darker color too, but that's a different day. So all I did was, you know what? I didn't grab another paintbrush. So for these kinds of projects, I like to use just like a kid's paint. You can use any paintbrush, but the textured part kind of gunks up your paintbrush. So don't use anything too fancy or a paintbrush that you really truly love. So this kind of, it's not plastic, it's not clay, I don't even know what it is, but kind of find just some solid pumpkins. Go to your thrift stores, especially right now. It's out. They're out. And this is one of my favorite colors from Wise Owl Paint. So that's all I'm using right now, just to put on this thin color, or this first coat, not thin color. This first coat, I'm just trying to, some of my black paint is coming on there. That's all right. Just to get it on there and cover it up. Just this base coat. So anything kind of, I just love the beiges and like the taupey colors. So that's what this green, I have green in our home always, but this green color is just not cutting it. So I wanted to just kind of make them a little bit different. And I only have two pumpkins, and I forgot I had these. So I've been searching at the thrift stores for pumpkins to do this to. And then like I said, I just got the tote down of the fall stuff, and these were in there, so it worked out perfect. That's why I always say, if you are at thrift stores or yard sales, and it's not fall, it's spring or summer, but you find something fall, pick it up, because then you're not scrambling when that season rolls around. So literally all I'm doing is I'm trying to cover up all this green with just a layer of this. And then if you look, and if you're searching like online for clay pumpkins or just some cool looking pumpkins, they're expensive. They're expensive. It's just crazy. So, and you can recreate the same look for a lot less just doing things like this. Paint is your friend. Okay. So I'm just going to dry it quick. I did leave a link to this tool. I love this thing. It's just, I was working with my heat gun earlier on that terracotta pumpkin, but this isn't heat. This is just like it's like a hair dryer. but for people and this says LR2. So I wonder if they had these, whoever had it. You can definitely paint the bottom, but I'm just doing this for time right now. Living room 2, maybe they were storing things or something, I don't know. And this, one of these, I love it when the price tag's still on them. $11.99 for these little pumpkins. Oh yeah, see, I really love the way that one turned out. So I'm just trying to get this dry so then I can put the next layer on. Hello, I can see people. I love when I can finally see people. Hello. If these videos are helpful, share this video. I hear a lot of people say sprinkle the love. I don't know. I'm always like, what does that mean? Sprinkling the love. Share the video. That's what it means. I can see people. I can see people. Okay, I think there's some questions. Okay, this is dry-ish enough. So the next layer, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put on some black craft paint. Oh, thank you. Love the cabinet in your background. Free on the side of the road. Can you believe that? I did do some work to it, but it was basically that. And it's not gray paint. It's called, I want to just make sure. Yeah, Restoration. It's kind of a beige color. So you can use whatever paint. You could go get, so the next layer I'm using just craft black. Why didn't I grab the other paintbrush? Just craft paint. So if that's what you have, use what you have. And if I don't have the right color, but I know I can kind of make the color with what I have on hand, just mix colors that you already have on hand. I'm telling you, these spray bottles, I love having them on hand. So if you have any questions, let me know. But I'm just making over these thrift store pumpkins to make them look more like, have more texture and just like more interest. I just did not like the green color. So all I'm using now is just the black, I ran out, just black craft paint. Just because I want to, oh, there we go. I'm just putting a little black craft paint. Can you see what I'm doing here? In this little dish here. Just because if it seeps through, I just kind of want to have that color. It just makes it look more like a clay, if that makes sense, like pottery kind of. So it's this part, you just brush it on. You're not going to cover it. You're just kind of brushing it in just random areas. And then baking soda is your friend for this project. And you need more baking soda than you think. So literally, this is all you're going to do. I just didn't want any of that green popping through. So that's why I just put that first layer on, because I didn't like the green. That's crazy. But, so just baking soda, I'll show you here in a second. Baking soda, and then whatever color the paint that you're gonna put on top. And again, you can use craft paint, you can use wall paint, you can use like this chalk paint. That's what I have on hand, so that's what I'm using. Projects like this that you can't really screw up, they're my favorite. And they really don't take long. And you can do this on, go to your thrift stores and get some vases or some like ceramic jugs. I'm trying to think of what else. Even like lamp bases, people do this on. So simple, and it just makes it look, if you guys are ever on like Restoration Hardware, it just makes it look so cool. Like the real thing. And those things, the real pottery and that kind of look like this, they're expensive, but it's easy to recreate. So all I have here is a mug of a little bit of paint and a ton of baking soda. So I'm not going to be able to tell you the rate, because it's going to depend on your project, but you want it to gunk up like this on your paintbrush. So I would say, so this is just like a regular, it's not a huge spoon. I think I probably put maybe 6 of these of baking soda, to, I mean, this much paint. I mean, just a little bit of paint. And just kind of, so this is what I always say. So put your paint in there first, just a little bit. You can always make another batch. Just put a little bit of paint in first, and then, you know, add a spoonful of baking soda at a time. You can always add more. You can't take it out. So don't just dump a whole bunch in. Just kind of work, and that's exactly what I do every time. I just kind of keep putting it in. It's still too thin. It's not gunking up yet. And so just do it that way. You can't take it out, but you can always add more in. Okay. I'm ready for fall weather. Judith, I'm ready for fall decorations. Love the little pumpkins. I am ready for just the fall weather. I'm so looking forward to it. It's still hot here. Yeah, these pumpkins, they're really, if you, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but they kind of sit. They're not like perfectly straight. Can you guys tell that? I kind of love that. But yeah. So this is just an easy project you can do on so many things. So when you have your paint, so it's going to be the color you want it to be. When you have your paint gunked up, I mean, that's what it is, to where you want it. All you're going to do is, you're not going to brush this. You're going to pounce it on, kind of. So what you're trying to get, oh yeah, you guys can see that. See all that texture? You want that. You want that. So that's why you've got to add enough baking soda that, so that it's going to give you that texture, if that makes sense. So, and it's just baking soda, so it will come out of your paint, you know, your paintbrush. It's not like you're kind of, I just don't use like my favorite paintbrushes for this. Thank you, Gabrielle, for loving to create. And she has a bunch of, you know, actually, I want to put in some more baking soda into this. If it gets kind of too wet, and by wet, I mean like the paint, it's just too, and this is all in, can you guys see? I'm just literally, I just use a popsicle stick. So I'm just stirring that up. That, it just seems like I was getting far down. And it was getting kind of more like paint, if that I don't think I stirred it well enough. There we go. And the paintbrush, I mean, if you put it on with like something like this, you have to like wipe it off. The paintbrush just pounces it on just right. So I would definitely recommend a paintbrush. Yeah, see. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. So it's almost like, it's not really clay, because it's not like you're going to mold this, but it's just like you're putting little pieces of clay on top of this. So you get that ton of that texture. And now I have done this before where when you get to, when it's all dry, and you get to the point where my other one is that I just showed, I'll share it here in a second, that I will go over top of it with a bunch of different colors to kind of get that look of just that pottery, you know, that, so it's kind of got that aged pottery. So I would use browns, different shades of browns, some black, but I really just like the look of this natural or neutral color. So, I will kind of show you how to do that though. So I'm just kind of leaving them that. I did add a little bit of black on top of this one. And I'll show you how I did that. Again, it's kind of, you can work in layers and you can't mess this up. So it's like, it's fixable if you don't like it, if that makes sense. You can totally fix it. And if you get too much, baking soda in there, I think I do want to change the color of the stems. If you get too much baking soda in there, just add more paint. You could water it down a little bit too. You just don't want to end up with soup because it will not work. My paintbrushes, there we go. So yeah, you put it on like that, brush it on to cover it and then pounce it out so then it gets that, you know, that look. And don't lean it down on your paper towel so then it ruins all of the stuff you just did. So see, you can kind of see some of the black here. This one isn't dry, coming through. And so that I'm fine with. I don't want a ton of it coming through. You may want to, you know, just different layers of color and stuff, which is so pretty. But just for these two and what I'm keeping with the fall stuff that I'm getting rid of a ton. It's super just neutral upstairs right now. So I just kind of want to keep these in that same thing and go up to your stem. So, or, you know, depending on what, I mean, if you're doing this on a vase or a jug. So this, I have to kind of, since my paintbrush looks like this now, it can't really get in this up here on the top. So I just use my popsicle sticks just to get it up there, and then I will use the brush to come back and like kind of texture that out so it's not so flat. Okay, so then I'm just going to come back in and kind of push that now that that's all up there, and just kind of push that in. Okay. So then, yeah, see, I just like the texture of this. Literally, you could do this on anything. If you guys have seen people do it with like the vases and stuff, and the jugs are so cool. And just get an inexpensive, you know, whatever at the thrift store, and you can just make it look totally different and really authentic. So that's what it looks like. And after, so you can dry this, and then you guys notice I'm doing this without paint, like a paint thing on. I never learned. So like down there, that's a lot of extra black down there that's come through. That's fine, or that I didn't cover. So after you kind of dry this layer, look at it and then see, do you need more texture? Do you need to add more? I see some areas that I could just add a little more. So you can totally build this up, and I'll show you kind of how to do the outer edge if you wanted to do more colors. This, I just love this because then it just, anything I'm painting, I can just dry it quick and get on to the next layer, or in these little projects like this. I mean, you wouldn't want to use this little one for like a furniture project or anything, but. So basically, we're gonna call that dry. It looks pretty dry. There are some areas I do want to do over, but just for this video, I'll kind of show you. So for any color that you would want to put on top of this, what I would do is, I mean, to be honest, I would use whatever I have. I'm sorry, I just got a message. Whatever I have on hand. So if I had a bunch of stain on hand, I would use stain. Okay. I'm just adding, okay, you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm just adding a little water to this little tray because I just kind of want to, I want to clean this out a little bit. So any color that you want to put on top of here, it just will add more. You kind of want to dry brush it on. I don't think that part got, you want to dry brush. And so dry brush basically means you put the paint on your paintbrush, and then you literally almost, you want a lot of it off because you can add more and you can cover it up if you get too much on too. So see, so it's like just dusting. Let me just show you. It's like you're just dusting that color on with a dry brush, if that makes sense. So before, yeah, some of this wasn't dry just yet. So before, so this is what I want it to look like. I've done browns and blacks, and depending on what you want it to look like, but these, I want them to just kind of look more natural, but just full of texture. So like even this one, I see some where I put some of the black paint. I just want to cover that up a little bit. So if you put too much on, just wait till it dries. That one still needs to dry. And then just go right back over it with your baking soda paint and then just layer it on. So it's projects that are flexible. So that you can just keep going over them or keep, you know what I mean? Like you can't mess it up. It just might take you a little bit longer to get the exact look you want. But see, instead of that green, just a flat pumpkin, this, yes, see, I like the way, whoa. It's just got all that texture and kind of all that. Try this. I would love to know if you guys try this project. And it doesn't have to be on a pumpkin. Okay, how do you get these creepos out of here? Ugh. I'll get him out as soon as... Why? Why, Steve? Steve, go on with your day. Go on with your day. Why do these people show up? Yes, Judith, so you definitely would want this to stay inside. Yeah, this is not going to be... I'm trying to think if you put a ton of polyurethane and spray on it. I mean, I don't think that they would. No, this is for inside for sure. So first of all, so you missed the beginning. I'll kind of go over what I did. I'm just going to see if there's any other questions. Thank you, Linda. Okay, so I had these pumpkins, I got them at a thrift store, and they're not clay, they're not plastic, but they're hard. So I had them, and I didn't love the green color that they were. And so I've been saying that I want to show this process to you because I've done it on other things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let me do it on these pumpkins because it's a look that I kind of want for the house anyway. So what I did was I just used paint I had on hand. So I love this restoration color from Wise Owl Paint. And I put just a base coat of the paint alone on it because I didn't want any of the green coming through. And then after that, I added just some black craft paint sporadically over the restoration color. And then I went in with baking soda and paint. So you do with whatever color you're going to put on the top, baking soda and paint, and then you just pounce it on, and it just kind of gives you this, this kind of just textured clay look, kind of. Yeah, so the baking soda would be your last, depending on what color. I mean, you can do this in any color. You can do it, it depends on what colors you want to come through, if you're going to cover it a lot. So yes, so the baking soda is on the, I could have just put the baking soda right on the green. I just wanted to make sure that green wasn't going to pull through. So that's why I put a base layer of just the paint color on there, if that makes sense. Okay. I don't know how to get rid of, okay, I'll have to do it when he's off. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm just gonna keep playing with this, wait for it to dry, and then kind of work at it a little bit more, just because I was trying to show you, if you wanna layer more colors and get more colors and just more depth, just use a dry brush with browns and blacks, and you can do any color really for that top part that I showed you. So just dry brush it on. You don't want to just stick your paintbrush in a thing of paint and put that on, if that makes sense. Wipe most of the paint off just so you kind of just get touches of that color. Oh, good. Paula, good. I would love to see it if you do it. Share this video, please. That just helps me. And if these little tips and these little projects are helpful, I would love for you to share the video. People say sprinkle. Sprinkle? I mean, I don't know. That just sounds so weird to me. Share the video, please. But yeah, so I will, and this, I hope this terracotta thing will work out. I just want to let me just show you that really quick before I hop off here. These have to dry anyway. I can't do anything right now. I'll use my little dryer on them. So what I want to do is, I'm sure you've seen them. I just know I've seen them on Pottery Barn. So I didn't bring another brush either, but basically, so it's just, I just want to use this white wax over it But see this right here, I don't want to have to put anything on here. But literally, if you look at the terracotta pumpkins on Pottery Barn, you guys, when you get off here, go look at that. They're like $35. Look for these at your local thrift stores. And I don't know, I did find this at my thrift store. I don't know how much these are. I could look. I'm sure you can get them at Michael's, but I'm just wondering how much they are. If you find these at your thrift store, pick them up because they're really cool. And then just the white wax, I'm just going to try and brush it on. Somebody glued something on here and I got the stuff off, but it left this like dark ring. So I can paint this too. I can totally just, now that I'm thinking about it, I might just do that. I might just do that. But so these terracotta pumpkins, they can get expensive and it's literally, it just looks like, you could even use white paint. It just looks like white, like paint or wax, barely just around the details of the pumpkins. And then they're like 35, 40 bucks. So save the money. If you find these at your thrift stores, pick them up. Thank you, Rhonda. I really like them a lot better. That green was not doing anything for me. Deb, when are you going to do the terracotta pumpkin? This whole thing up here ruined my plan, but I may just try and play with it and then I might try a side, and if it works good, then I'll get on here and maybe I can share it tomorrow and do the other side and show you what I'm doing. I've really thought about just rubbing this white wax on here and seeing what it would do if it'll cover this. But you can see I just stuck my finger in it and I just kind of went down here and just kind of rubbing it off because that's all it is. That's all it is on those pumpkins. And I think it looks really cool. I think the look looks really cool. It's just this area up here. So I don't know if it works out, I can get on here tomorrow and show you what I'm doing, but that's all I think I have for today. I do have some other projects for fall that I will come on and share. Hello, Teresa. But yeah, so that was it. That was it for today. I am doing a live today on Instagram. If you guys are on Instagram at 1 o'clock, my hands are full of paint, with another furniture flipper, Lindsay from Forever Pink Vintage. And we're going to answer all your furniture flipping questions. And I've got some amazing ones sent in, and I know she does too. So it's at 1 o'clock today, Central Time. So if you're on Instagram, I'd love to have you over there. We're going to do a giveaway along with the live. So yes. Thank you so much, Rhonda. You're welcome. It's good to know that they're helpful or that... Yeah, I could put moss or something else on the top, and they had something like that glued on there. I definitely can. I just would like to keep it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I might just have to paint it, and that's okay too. Oh, Constance. Yeah, I already did. So in the description of this post, the link to this, it's in my shop. You will find it. It's in my shop. I love this for all kinds of chalk couture projects and for these like little projects. So the link is in the description of this video. Susan, I'd love to have you. On Instagram, I am at My Creative Days, just like here. And I share tons of things on Instagram. So if you are on there, I would love to see you over there. All right, Deb, see you at 1 p.m. over on Instagram. That's great. Yes. We want to answer all the most asked questions, and then we put up little question box. So we've got some great questions for furniture projects. So yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, guys, I will let you go. I'm going to finish these pumpkins and... Oh, great, Susan, great. I'm going to finish the pumpkins, do some computer work, and then I will see you over on Instagram at 1. You're welcome, Judy. You're welcome. It's fun. I like to watch people do this stuff too, like the tips and like watch them actually do it. So it's that's how I learn the best. So, okay, have a great day, guys. I will check in with you later.